Welcome. This is my channel's first real hobby-based how-to video. I'm starting a series of model scenery, terrain, and painting. I'm calling it the Pitiful Painter series because I'm not particularly good. I will tell you one thing. A lot of other people who put these videos, they tend to be very long. They tend to not get to the point sometimes. I'm going to try to keep these a little more simple, straight to the point, cheap, and easy. And not requiring a whole lot of talent. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do it. So this first video is going to be a way that I've made some trees using some lichen moss and some other stuff. And I feel like it's kind of good. So if you like it, take a look, subscribe. I'm going to be doing some more stuff. I got some hedges and other things. Without further ado, so here's kind of my setup here. It's all very simple stuff. I have some lichen moss. I'm going to have a link down in the description where you can get it off Amazon. You can get it off of Pride Michael's, Hobby Lobby, a few different places. It also uses these tree armatures. Get them from Woodland Scenics. I have a link down there for those as well. I got the 12 pack, the 5 to 7 inch. And then you get them, they come flat. You got to twist them into shape. You can use some pliers and stuff, especially on these bigger ones. They're pretty thick. So you can use some pliers, use some snips, you can take some stuff off, just bend it into a decent shape. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. The foliage is going to hide a lot of it, but just, bend it, twist it. Yeah, I didn't feel the need to show that because honestly, it's very simple stuff. There's plenty of videos that show it. Just look up Woodland Scenics tree armatures. I use Elaine's tacky glue. Here I'm kind of showing you, this is some small trees I got from Woodland Scenics. It uses traditional clump foliage. Decent for wargaming. They wouldn't be for dioramas or railroad model terrain, anything you want to look very nice, but for wargaming, it's passingly. Not too bad, not too great. I'm going a little different route. I'm using some lichen moss and some fine ground foam in place of that. Attach the lichen moss with this Elaine's tacky glue. There is some stuff Woodland Scenics sells. It's kind of ready-made for it called a hobby tack. I'll be honest with you, Elaine's tacky glue works perfectly fine for me. It's cheap, does the job. And again, this moss, it's nothing special, but I did get the brown color because it really kind of simulates somewhat of a branch structure. It's a little aggressive for tree branch structure. It's probably a little closer to hedges and bushes and stuff, which I got another video about how I make my hedges using the same material, but it's still pretty decent. I mean, if you want to go kind of more accurate, you could get those seafoam super tree stuff, but again, cheap and easy is what I'm going for. This is readily available in the United States and most nearby hobby stores, and if not, like I said, you can get a fairly cheap pack from Amazon. A little bit goes a long way. Again, I pull out some of those longer ones, but decently job of doing a branch structure. The fine ground foam will hide a lot of that. Again, attached it with Elaine's tacky glue. Other than that, I worked a little bit on some score lines, but nothing too much on the trunk. Again, I didn't want to have to put a lot of time into this. I'm very busy, and this is for wargaming. It's not really for a diorama or something like that where I'd want to spend more time to make it look more accurate. The idea is here to be able to put out quite a bit of this to make several different battlefield layouts, especially for me. I'm doing like War of the Roses, several different battles. I'm going to need different woods, different hedges, different things, and I got to be able to do it fairly easy, fairly quick, and for cheap. Otherwise, I just buy them ready-made. So if it costs too much, if I got to put too much of an investment in it, there's some hedges I'm making. I'll have another video on it. Again, this is dirt cheap, super easy, and I think it looks phenomenal. So I'll show a video on that. All right, so this is a setup. To attach the fine ground foam, just use Hairspray. You can get it at the dollar store. That works great. I think my wife got this at Walmart. Maybe a few bucks more, but it all works good. And then I got my tree armature, and I got some loose ones for some more hedges I'm doing. And then fine ground foam. I use a blend, some yellows, some greens, and some browns and everything. And very simple. Just mist it. So I don't show all of it because, again, I'm trying not to just bore people to death. But you just spray and mist it. And then you grab some of the ground foam, sprinkle it on there. And then spray it again. It kind of sets it. and then maybe grab a little bit more, put it on there, spray it again, and you kind of just rinse and repeat until you feel like you got a fairly good coverage. And there's the final job. Again, I probably did maybe 4 layers just to get that on there. I feel like this does a passingly better job than the ground foam. I feel like it's fairly easy though and fairly cheap. So to me, it's kind of a win-win. And I still probably do a little cleanup on this, after the fact, some of the danglers and stuff. But again, I think when you compare it to just the clump foliage, for what doesn't cost a lot more money and doesn't take very much more effort, I think this does a pretty decent job. So let me know what you think. You can actually get some very fine leaf texture too. Probably would look a little better. I had some leaf texture stuff, but it's probably a little too big of a scale. And so I didn't go that route this time. But again, that's an option. So thanks. Hope everybody enjoys. Look out for my next video. Leave me a comment. Check out some of my other stuff. I got some nuclear war simulation videos. I got some training home gym stuff. Really doing it all on this channel. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.